fight like a roaring fight, grit during dreams under stadium lights, sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet, with the Gators replay. Highlights while scores collide, it's the ride live tonight.
Did you enjoy your Monday, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello,
everybody.
On the chalkboard slate, rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate.
I don't like getting up early. I don't like going to work. Just pay the bills. Welcome to another edition of Early Evening Sports Buffet with the Ginch. I am Seth Ginch. I'm your host. There's the music starts. Thanks to the mighty Ginch players for that music. But did you enjoy the weekend's sports activities, games? A lot to talk about. NFL. Actually, before I do that, let me go to some news and notes from around the world in sports. Unfortunately, the Houston Rockets season off to a shitty start already. The Rockets fear Fred VanVleet has a torn ACL. He may miss the rest of the season. It just says he suffered the injury at a recent off-season workout. I just remember in June he signed a 2-year, $50 million extension. That sucks. So normally what happens, you sign for the big money, and usually there's something shitty waiting around the corner for you. Bruce Pearl is stepping down as the Auburn head coach in basketball after 11 seasons with Auburn. He's quote unquote 7 years ago, given the opportunity of a lifetime to become the head basketball coach at Auburn, and there's been nothing short of amazing. He's 65 years old, by the way. With the Auburn family's unwavering support, we have built the program from the ground up and taken it to heights it had never reached before. Not only have we won championships, but we have built the best home court advantage in college basketball. We've invested in this community and changed lives, and we've developed and graduated Auburn men. We built the program with the core tenets of faith, family, and passion, and together we made history. I hope we have made Auburn proud. He went on to say, many of you know that I thought and prayed about maybe running for United States Senate, maybe to the next great senator from the state of Alabama. That would have required leaving Auburn, and instead the university has given me an opportunity to stay here and be Auburn's senator. So the next chapter of his life about to take place. Unfortunately, more bad news in the world of the NFL. The 49ers' Nick Bosa is out for the season with a torn ACL, which this team over the last 2-3 years has really been stricken with the injury bug. Says the tear is clean, but he will require season-ending surgery. So hopefully he can have a speedy recovery. But that's a big blow to the 49ers. They won a hot-fought game against the Cardinals yesterday. Keeping with the NFL injury theme, the Chargers running back Najee Harris, he is out for the season, suffering a torn Achilles. I think the NFL needs to do something about like all these Achilles injuries and other stuff. I don't know if it's the shitty artificial surface that some of them play on. I don't know if it's due to supplementation that breaks the body down. I don't know if it's overtraining. But really, they need to hire top-notch level doctors and scientists to figure out why there's such an alarming rate of Achilles injuries and more importantly, injuries, not just here with the concussions, but the Achilles, the knees. You never saw this shit 40, 50 years ago. So unfortunately, he is out. Paris Saint-Germain's Ousmane Dembele, he has won the Ballon d'Or ahead of Lamine Yamal. That is given to the top goal scorer in Europe. I'll talk about this more on the 8 o'clock hour when it's student body rights. You can tune in here on Cole County Entertainment. ACC is moving to a 9 league games schedule, aligning with the rest of the Power Four. You knew that was coming. Quite honest, because of how big the conferences are now. Why don't you just have a 12 game conference schedule? Why stop playing small schools? Stop playing. I mean shit. They're doing everything else. Why not just do that? Some other minor stuff that I'm not going to go into. That really doesn't really require my time. So let's go to the NFL. What did we witness? What did we see? I tell you what I saw. I saw a shitload of teams in the NFL that had crappy defenses. There's no fundamentals, especially when it comes to form tackling. Guys can't run the proper routes. It's just horrible, especially on the defensive side of the ball. There are a lot of teams in the NFL with defenses that just absolutely are ass. And it's not good. I won't go into the statistics of the games. I'll do that tomorrow when I do a week 3 recap of the NFL on end zone to end zone. It started on Thursday with the Bills and the Dolphins. Bills won 31-21. It was tied at the half. But then the Bills sort of held on, pulled away a little bit. I don't know why Mike McDaniel still has a job. I know the last couple of weeks they battled a little bit better. But they were 0-3. I just think it's time for a new direction in Miami. I don't know what direction that is. But the players they don't respond to him anymore. So the Bills go to 3-0. The Dolphins fall to 0-3. The Browns beat the Packers, which is a weird game. Both teams offensively couldn't do dick. It was 3-0 at the half. The Packers were up. Packers were up 10-0. But then in the fourth, the Packers had a meltdown. And the Browns, with that defense, offensively, they're nothing special, nothing to write home about. With that defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. Browns win 13-10. Packers now fall to 2-1. The Browns 1-2. Probably the surprise of the year, the Indianapolis Colts, ladies and gentlemen, are 3-0. They are undefeated. Beat the rebuilding Titans 41-20. It was 20-6 at the half. Titans never really threatened. Colts really pulled away in the second half when the defense put the clamps down. Well, the Colts improved 3-0. The Titans now 0-3. In a WTF game, there was a couple of those. The Cincinnati Bengals, were they aware that they were playing a game on Sunday, yesterday in the afternoon? Were they aware that the kickoff was at 1 o'clock? Vikings beat the hell out of the Bengals 48-10 in a WTF game. Look, I know Jake Browning is a serviceable quarterback, but for Christ's sake, it was 34-3 at the half. It was take him behind a woodshed and just beat the shit out of him. That was actually pathetic. It was a pathetic performance by the Bengals. I know you don't have your starting quarterback, but Jesus. Vikings are 2-1. The Bengals are 2-1. The Steelers beat the Patriots in a game I didn't think anybody really wanted to win. Steelers won 21-14. Steelers were up 14-0. The Patriots came back, tied at 14-14. And then the Steelers did just enough. Really was a back and forth game. Steelers win at 21-14. The Steelers 2-1. The Patriots 1-2. In another WTF game, shame on you, the Los Angeles Rams snatched defeat away from victory. Anybody who put money on the Rams, I feel sorry for you. Rams were up 19-7 at the half. They were up 26-7. And then the Rams forgot they were actually in a football game after being up 26-7. Eagles scored 26 points in the second half. They win 33-26. If one block field goal isn't enough, then you have another field goal to win the game, get a huge victory on the road. And your special teams in the kicking game is another fucking brain cramp. The special teams coaches for the Rams should be let go today. Because that was brutal. Brutal. Up 26-7. And Eagles made the adjustments in the second half. Rams didn't. Therefore, the Eagles are undefeated at 3-0, along with the Bills and the 49ers. Rams fall to 2-1. In another game that I didn't think anybody really wanted to win, the Buccaneers on a late second field goal beat the Jets 29-27. Buccaneers seem to be in total control. Mr. Dylan Spalding, Blaney to the round of 8 and Heim time and trucks. Yes, no surprise. I think Blaney was going to make it even if he didn't win a race. They seem to be peaking at the right time, but at least he's through to the round of 8. The Jets came storming back in this one. They actually took the lead. Field goal. It seemed that blocked field goals were a theme yesterday. Special teams coaches around the league are put on notice. Buccaneers win because the Jets do what the Jets do. Jets fall to 0-3. The Buccaneers are 3-0. In a game that I thought the Raiders would win. But again, the Raiders doing what they do. Commanders win 41-24. It really wasn't close at all. I thought minus Jaden Daniels, the Raiders would pull this one out. I was wrong. Commanders go to 2-1. The Raiders fall 1-2. In another game, a WTF game for me. Did someone tell that the Falcons were playing a football game yesterday? I thought I saw them on the field, but I don't think they realized they were in a game. The Patriots beat the holy hell out of them, 30-0. Falcons couldn't do anything offensively. I thought their defense was playing well. That went to shit. Was waiting for the Panthers to be competitive. Panthers came to play. They didn't want to go to 0-3. And the Falcons thought that they would just show up and win. Both teams are now 1-2. In another surprise this year, the Texans are now 0-3. I picked the Texans to win the AFC South. There is just something wrong with the Texans that I can't put my finger on. right now. Such high hopes, I thought, this year for them. Jaguars beat them 17-10. It was real. It was a fugly game. Really not a lot of offense. Defense dominated. But the Jaguars with a big win in division too. Jaguars are 2-1. The Texans 0-3. And the Texans, more importantly, are now looking up at the Colts and are already 3 games back. The Chargers beat the Broncos 23-20. Is another back and forth game. I was high on the Broncos this year. I think maybe, I'm not going to say Knicks is in a sophomore slump, but Chargers with a huge one. Again, I can't put my finger on what's wrong with the Broncos. Again, if you can't run the football, you're not going to do a lot. But like this game is really back and forth. Chargers did just enough. Chargers with the 23-20 win. More importantly, another division win for the Chargers. They sit at 3-0. The Broncos fall to 1-2. Surprise. The Bears beat the Cowboys 31-14. The Cowboys made Caleb Williams look like Doug Williams. The Cowboys are ass. That buffoon that they have as an owner that sits up in his little press box or his little owner's box. Always believe what comes out of his mouth. I don't want to hear the comments that he makes after games. I don't need to. You can record his responses and sit it up at the podium and just hit play. The Cowboys are just there. That's it. They're just there. They battled last week. They got the win. They should technically be 0-3, but they're 1-2. But they got outclassed by a Bears team that was really on the ropes. (31-14) win for the Bears. Cowboys are grasping at straws. CeeDee Lamb is out maybe 3-4 weeks. It's just getting worse. But if Jerry Jones wants to believe that the trade that he made to the Packers to send Micah Parsons there and bring whoever over, if he feels like they improved defensively, the proof is in the pudding, my friends. Cowboys 1-2, Bears 1-2. In a great defensive tussle, the Cardinals were actually beating the 49ers at one point, but the 49ers win it late, 16-15. Again, tough, hard-fought game. Again, Bosa for the 49ers out for the year, which is a huge blow to that defense. But look, the 49ers get the win. They beat the Cardinals. More important, a division win. They win 16-15. 49ers undefeated. Cardinals fall to 2-1. Last night, my Chiefs finally got a W because the Giants stink. Defensively, they're okay, but it's the Russell Wilson factor. Russell Wilson balled out last week. Chiefs defense was not going to let that happen. It's only 9-0 at the half. Sorry, 9-6. 9-6 at the half. But the defense put the clamps down. Offensively did just enough. Chiefs get the victory 22-9. The Chiefs are 1-2. Giants 0-3. I've been seeing things all over media about, is it time to go to Jackson Dart with the Giants? I don't know. If they do, you're not going back to Russell Wilson. Unless Jackson Dart were to get hurt. They're already 0-3. As much as he looked good last week against the Commanders, Russell Wilson looked bad. Against the Chiefs, he looked bad. Why not just give the kid a shot? I would. And as far as the Chiefs go, again, I didn't look at the stats. I'll save that for tomorrow. But again, I know the Giants defense is good, but you got Travis Kelce and Andy Reid going at it. You got this and the other thing. There's too many distractions, man. Kelce and Swift and Mahomes doing commercials and all this other shit. There's just too many distractions with this team. I'm happy they got the win. A win is a win in the NFL. But I'm still not backing off my prediction that the Chiefs are not going to the playoffs. It is only 7:20 here on the East Coast, and it's dark already. There's a lot of us that can't get used to that. I would like to go golfing at after 3 o'clock, and I can't now because it gets dark at 7, and that blows. And I know we're about 6 weeks away from 6 weeks away from when we back. Tonight it is the Lions and the Ravens. I picked the Ravens to win this one. This might be a shootout. The Ravens secondary is actually not that good. So Jared Goff might have a field day. On the flip side of it, the Browns bottled up Henry last week. Don't be too surprised if the Ravens give Derrick Henry about 30 touches tonight. But I still like the Ravens. It's going to be a close one. They're favored by 4. For the news and notes in the NFL. I found using too. The Falcons have fired wide instructions. What the fuck does that have anything to do with it? They got routed by the Panthers, I get it, but do you think it's the receivers coach's fault? How did you fire a wide receiver? That makes no sense. None. Don't you think it's your offensive coordinator's responsibility for how the offense works? Who cares about the wide receiver coach? If your receivers are running the right routes and they're supposed to be where they're supposed to be, what the fuck does that have anything to do with it? I get tired of the stupidity when it comes to the NFL and teams and organizations. Well, we didn't score today, so let's fire the wide receivers. Does that make any sense? The stat I saw was Penix has not thrown a touchdown pass to a wide receiver or tight end this season. Why is that their fault? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is expected to be 3-4 weeks. He will be reevaluated. Brian Daboll said that everything is going to be evaluated after starting the season 0-3. And James Conner, unfortunately, like I said, he needs surgery to repair his foot, his Achilles. He is done for the season, unfortunately. You just hate to see stuff like that. Now let's go to Major League Baseball. We're winding it down here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the standings, as I do every week. In the American League East, the Blue Jays still sit on top with a 90-66 record. The New York is second, only 2 back, 88-68. Boston Red Sox still in the hunt for a wild card. They're 87-70, 5 games back. The Orioles late. In the American League Central. Ladies and gentlemen, I have said this before. I said it a couple of months ago. It would take a miracle, a collapse of monumental proportions for the Detroit Tigers not to win the Central. Well, guess what's happened? They are on a complete collapse again. This is their second one of the year. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games. They still lead the division. 85-71. They were at one point the best team in baseball. But the Cleveland Guardians are now only a game back. At 84-72. The Royals still in the hunt for a wild card. They're 78-78, one game or 7 games back. The White Sox eliminated. And then out west, don't look now. Seattle Mariners are back on top of the West, the wacky West. 87-69. The Astros now in second, 3 games back. Mariners at 9-1 their last 10. These are third, 79-77 still available for a wild card. 8 games back. Athletics, Angels. National West, the Philadelphia Phillies pushed it a long time ago. They're 12 games up in the Mets. 16 up in Marlins. Mets collapsing. Braves Nationals eliminated. And in the Central, the Milwaukee Brewers have clinched. So Reds and the Cardinals still battling out for a wild card. My Pirates are staying they're eliminated. Then out west, Los Angeles Dodgers have clinched the playoffs, but the Padres are in second, 3 games back, 5-71. Diamondbacks and even the Giants, who were 9 games and 11 games back, still have shit. The wild card. Colorado Rockies were eliminated April 1st. So right in the American League wild card, and they come down to the Yankees, Red Sox, Guardians, Royals, Mariners, Astros, or Rangers. And in the National League, the wild card is coming down to the Mets, Marlins, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, Giants. A lot to be determined. Score from yesterday, the Braves beat again the Sleeping Tigers 6-2. The Yankees all but 7-1. Pirates beat the hell out of the Athletics 11-0. Becomes 1-0. Nationals over the Mets 3-2. Twins over the Guardians 6-2. Padres beat the White Sox 3-2. Blue Jays over the Royals 8-5. Cardinals over the Brewers 5-1. Marlins over the Rangers 4-2. Rockies over the Angels 3-1. Diamondback beat the Phillies 9-2. Giants over the Dodgers 2-1. Mariners over the Astros 7-3. Rays over the Red Sox 7-3. Light slate today. Bottom of the first, Nationals over 1-0. Later on, Brewers at the Padres in a big one. And later on, Cardinals at the Giants for a big one. Cal Raleigh hit his 58th home run of the year. By the way, continues to do amazing things. Let's go to WNBA. I already talked about Fred VanVleet having an ACL tear. Another news in the NBA, Tyler Hero, he has undergone foot surgery. He will miss the start of this season. Looks like he will probably miss the first 12 games from what they're saying. Some of the other stuff I've already gone over. I went over last week. NHL winding up. Bernie Perrant, unfortunately, sad news from the world of hockey. He has passed away at age 80. I remember he anchored those teams for the Flyers in the heyday of the Flyers, Broad Street Bullies. He was 80 years old. So thoughts and prayers to the family and friends of Mr. Perron, beloved figure, not just in Philadelphia, but in the world of hockey. WNBA, yes, we are winding it down. The Fever beat the Aces 89-73 in a shocker. Indiana now 1-0 in that series. And the Minnesota Lynx beat the Mercury yesterday 82-69 to take a 1-0 series lead. Tomorrow, game 2, Mercury Lynx and Fever and Aces. It's the best of 5 round. However, the Ryder Cup is this week. Hopefully on Wednesday, I will have Harry Mays on, quarter after 7 p.m. He is a golf aficionado. He is a golf nut like I am when I can get out and play. Don't play well, but I do enjoy getting out. For you NASCAR jabones like me, they were in New Hampshire this weekend. Ryan Blaney wins. He punches his ticket to the round of 8. I will go down said results. 36th was Daniel Suarez, 35th was Ty Gibbs, 34th John Nemechek, 33rd Justin Haley, 32nd Shane Van Gisbergen, 31st Cody Ware, 30th was Kyle Babushka, 29th was Ty Dillon, 28th was Eric Jones, 27th Zane Smith, 26th Bubba Wallace, 25th Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 24th Cole Custer, 22nd Brad Keselowski, 23rd, 22nd was Riley Herbst, 21st was Tyler Reddick, 20th was AJ Chicken Allmendinger, 19th was Todd Gilliland, 18th was Chris Bush, 17th was Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson was 16th, Alex Bowman 15th, Ryan Priest 14th, Austin Dillon 13th, Denny Hamlin 12th, Carson Hocevar was 11th, Chase Briscoe was 10th, Ross Chastain 9th, Michael McDowell 8th, Kyle Larson was 7th, Christopher Bell was 6th, Chase Elliott was 5th, Joey Logano 4th, William Byron 3rd, Josh Berry was 2nd, and your winner was Mr. Blaney. Let's go to the overall standings. Right now, Josh Berry is in the 16th position. See, most likely will need to win to get in for the next round. Josh Berry 16th, Shane Van Gisbergen 15th, Austin Dillon 14th, Alex Bowman 13th, Bubba Wallace 12th, Tyler Reddick 11th, Austin Cindric 10th, Ross Chastain 9th, Chase Briscoe 8th, Chase Elliott 7th, Joey Logano 6th, Denny Hamlin 5th, Christopher Bell 4th, Kyle Larson 3rd, William Byron 2nd, and atop the standings, by 2 points over William Byron, it is Ryan Blaney who sits on top. Soccer, Premier League this weekend. Some big matchups, actually. As I go to, if I can find it. Of course, now my Verizon pad is buffering. I don't like buffering. Just don't like the buffer. Here it goes, and as the world turns. Let's go back to Saturday. Liverpool beat Everton 2-1. Brighton and Tottenham drew 2 apiece. Burnley and Nottingham Forest 1-1 draw. Crystal Palace over West Ham 2-1. Leeds over Wolverhampton 3-1. Man United with a big win over Chelsea 2-1, and Fulham beat Brentford 3-1. Then yesterday, Bournemouth and Newcastle 0-0 draw. Sunderland Aston Villa 1-1 draw. Arsenal Man City 1-1 draw. I usually will go over the schedule for this upcoming weekend. I usually do it on Thursday. I think I'm gonna end it there. It's a quick show. Once everything starts getting back into full swing, I'll be able to pack a whole hour in. NBA camps now in swing, NHL camps in swing. We are fast approaching October, ladies and gentlemen. It is already September the 22nd. Christmas is coming soon. Thanksgiving is coming soon. I don't want to see any Halloween shit till October. Enough already. I don't want to see any Thanksgiving shit till November 1st. And I don't want to see any Christmas shit until Santa Claus comes down 34th Street in front of Macy's, Thanksgiving at noon. That's when I want to start seeing Christmas stuff. As I say with every show, or I end every show, have passion for what you do, practice compassion, practice empathy. I need more light. There we go. Hug somebody. You might make their day. Tell somebody you love them. You might not get a second opportunity. And for God's sakes, if you see somebody struggling or you see somebody being bullied, ask questions, inquire. What help can we get you? What help are you liking that we can get you? You might not just be saving a life, you might be saving multiple lives. So I'll see everybody at 8 o'clock for Student Body Right. All things college football. Review of week 4, top 25 action, and then previewing top 25 action for week 5, and then the game of the week, Penn State, Oregon. It'll all come down to another episode of who gets the finger this week. So again, Daddy Don, take me out.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.